Everyone, this is Ida of Created to Create. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a very long time since I've been on here, um, mainly because I really haven't been creating. But today I want to share a project that I did do for my daughter. She actually has a laser cutter, and she wanted to design something, and she bought a file that she really liked. So she wanted me to put it together and decorate it. And so I did. Now, this particular project is going to be available in her shop. I can't exactly tell you when. I can leave the link to her shop in the description box below. And you can go on there, and I believe you can send her a message if you are interested. That way we light a fire under her, because sometimes she tends to put things off. Anyway, I want to share this project with y'all. It was a lot of fun to do. It was very easy to put together because um, even though I haven't been crafting for a long time, those are things that we really never forget. And I enjoyed doing it and decorating it. So let me share it with y'all. Yeah, I wish I had had it in separate pieces. This is something you will have to assemble. Let me grab my glue really quick so I can share it. This is something that you will have to assemble because it is wood. So you will need some type of wood glue. This is the one I used, the Gorilla wood glue, and I only put a little dab, and maybe spread it with some kind of glue spreader, uh, because you don't want any of it to be left, like to squeeze out, to ooze out, and not clean it up, because if you don't clean it up, it will leave like a shiny residue. And if you don't want that, make sure you use very little. That way it doesn't squeeze out. And if it happens to squeeze out, make sure you clean it right away. That way it won't leave that shiny residue, because even if you go to paint it, sometimes it won't even take the ink because of the glossiness of the glue. So I don't want you to have that problem. But this is the glue that I use, and I use a tiny spreader. You can use a Q-tip as well, or a toothpick. um, I'm going to be honest, I used my fingers. So that's what I did. But if you have your nails done, pretty nails and all that, use a spreader. So let me share this project with you. I thought this was a great way. If Look at that, guys. If you join swaps and you want to share some kind of trim or lace, let me go ahead and take this out of here and show it to you empty. That way you know, you have an idea of what it looks like. And I kind of just filled it up with some trims, just um, for myself to be able to, get the full effect, so I can share it with you guys, and already filled and everything. But look at how pretty this is. I decided to paint mine pink. It is wooden. It is a wood box. Um, right here, it's got little holes, and they're not real visible, especially if you're going to add trim or anything to them, because they're really flush with the back, so they don't stick out or anything. That's, you're not going to have to cut anything or sand anything down. They're actually really flush with the back of the sewing machine. So this is similar to an old vintage Singer sewing machine. And after I had spray paint, at first I spray painted everything. That way, no, I didn't use a spray paint, but I think the spray paint would be the way to go. I actually used a brush, and that takes a little bit longer, and you'll have brush strokes and stuff like that. So I would recommend spray painting it. But before you do that, I would use some kind of base coat, some kind of white base coat. That way, whatever color you decide to go with, it shows true to color. Because sometimes when you spray paint something on wood, and it actually, what it looks like, I'll share it with you. It's like my little card holder right here. It's just a natural wood color. So that's what it would look like. And if I wanted to paint this, and I wanted the color to be true to the color that I'm painting, then I would spray paint it with a base coat in white, and then I would add my color, and that's where I would get a very vibrant and true to color on there. So and it's all these pieces are separate. So you get the back piece is 1, the bottom is 2, and the front is 3. So the actual box takes 3, and actually it takes more than that, because then you have the sides, and then you have these uh, 3 dividers and the 2 ends. So it's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces altogether. Um, I think she did talk about adding another piece just for stability, because of some of these pieces are very dainty, you know, they're very thin, and to give it more stability. Um, Not sure yet what she's going to do as far as that goes, but for right now it would be these 8 pieces. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, yep, 8 pieces. And I did add like a piece of trim right here with a little acrylic heart. Here's a metal piece that I added there, you know, because the old Singer sewing machines have like gold detail on them, like filigree and scrolls. So that's why I added that there. And I added like gold to it, as if I was using a gold thread. And then of course the S for sewing, Singer, whatever. I did it in gold. Then I added some little bling around the circle, and I added bling here. But it's very nice, and it's a great way to give out whether it be sewing notions or trims. Here's the front. I added a piece of lace to the front, or trim to the front. And then I just added like ribbon roses, some buttons, just different things to decorate it with. And I really love the way it came out. If you, I personally would not put paper on this, because it would be too hard to get, to cut out all these little intricate pieces. So I wouldn't use paper at all whatsoever, because it would be too difficult. But painting it solid, yeah, I would do that. If you wanted to add paper, some kind of decorative paper, you could do it on the inside and maybe a small strip back here or something like that. But other than that, I would not do it. So it sits up, so the box sits up. Let me move it a little bit to the back. And then I use, my friend Carolyn had designed this paper a while back. I'm not sure if it's still available. Carolyn will probably comment on this video, and you can reach out to her and via those comments. She is Tea Time and Dolls here on YouTube, and these are actually some artwork from some digital paper that she designed. So I just added some little some trim to these, just kind of to give you an idea what it would look like loaded up. But I am designing some spools, some wooden spools, that she'll be able to cut out maybe with this or something to match. And that way, if you wanted something a little bit more firm, because these are paper, it's a digital paper, and you would have to back it up, and there is no die, so you would have to fussy cut. And that's what I did. And I'm horrible at it, but this doesn't have so many details that it's difficult for me to do. So this was fairly simple for me to cut out. Then I added that trim. But the spools themselves, I mean, they're beautiful. You get this gray one. You get this more natural wooden color. Then you get the darker that's on here. I think she has like images of buttons and just different things on there. Really, really nice. But then on this one, I added this puffy lace right here. Definitely, this one I can only put one in there because it's so puffy, because it's gathered trim. And then if you have, let's say you have, I know I do, and probably a lot of you do, that love a sewing theme type of dies and stamps and all that, you probably have these in your stash. I think these are, is it My Favorite Times or My Favorite Things, something like that. Guys, I haven't used my stuff in a long time. I don't even remember the names of the companies anymore. That's bad, right? But anyway, this is one of those from one of those companies, and you can actually use this as a tag as well, because they do have the hole. Like on this particular one, I always love, I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing, but I always, right there, I emboss. I use a 3D embossing folder, to the back. So I'll cut 2 pieces, and the one I'm going to use in the back, that one I emboss with flowers or with whatever, depending on the theme that I'm going with. And then I glue it on, and that makes it stronger, but it also gives it that beautiful, deep embossing. So that really takes it to another level. And I just cut out a bunch of these, so you could use anything that you have in your stash. This is actually some of Carolyn's paper as well. She had gifted it to me, and she had actually printed it out for me. So I was able to use these. And then here are the spools. And they're different sizes. Like this one's more skinny. This is the same color, but it's fatter, thicker around the center. And then there's this gray one. And then this one goes with over here. And this is also Carolyn's paper. But anyway, guys, that is what I had to share with y'all today. I hope everyone's having a great day. I hope to come back on later because the only dies that I'm purchasing right now, guys, and I do want to get back into my craft room. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I haven't had any motivation to do so. Until I did this one box. I wanted to see it complete, so I didn't enjoy doing that. But I do hope to be in my craft room again, and I do have the only craft supplies that I'm buying right now or dies is the Anna Griffin mystery box. So I'll come back on and share with you what we got for this month. I'm not thrilled with what I got, but if it's your thing, then you would enjoy it. It wasn't bad things, but it's just something that I wouldn't normally buy. But it's okay. I still think it's worth it. It did come with one die, but it's a die that I happen to have, and it wasn't a full set. It kind of looks like they broke up sets to add to these boxes instead of adding the full set. But still, Anna Griffin dies are the top of the line. So, and if I didn't have it, then I would be very happy with it. Anyway, guys, this is all that I wanted to share with y'all today. I will put it in the link to the shop, her shop, in the description box below. And that way you can send her a message if you're interested. And I believe that she's going to make the wooden spools available, and I'm going to try and make them to match with this sewing little caddy. As far as the digital paper goes, you'll see Tea Time and Dolls comment probably, and you can ask her there, and Carolyn will, you can get all the details from Carolyn. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope everyone's having a great day, and God bless. Bye.